In this video we discuss another Hellmouth that comes and goes like sea onto a beach and unleashes the forces of the court of hell onto the northern forces of humanity. The Hellmouth of the North, and after covering the basic lore, I'll break down the many references therein. So, welcome back to the trenches and let's begin. Since the fall of man, the borders between the worlds have been strained. When the perfect order of God was blighted by sin, it allowed creatures from hell to escape their miserable domains, where they had been condemned for their rebellion against the Supreme Being. With the ultimate heresy, the borders of the worlds became even more worn, and tears in reality appeared, allowing some denizens of hell to escape their just punishment, bringing misery to earth. Thus it is no wonder that all creatures have tales of haunters in the dark, monsters that have come from another world to savage and consume ours. But some cuts in the fabric of reality are deeper than others, so that's at least a hint of there being other places where creatures can sometimes come across when the veils are thin. In the vast coldness of the far north, the borders of creation sometimes give way, allowing a gaping hellmouth to manifest itself in the physical world. Some say this northern gate stands at a cross-section of ley lines where men fell prostrate before graven images in the dark days. Others say that this was the place where the angel Azazel fell in the most desolate of all regions of the world. Though nothing but an insignificant miniature copy compared to the vile majesty of the true Hellgate of Jerusalem, the Hellmouth of the North still stands and has enough power to make the thrones of all the realms within the Arctic Ocean tremble. Hidden in the trackless wilderness of the Kola Peninsula, the gate appears for a few brief hours in occasion and time, shifting with the mercurial power struggles of hell itself. When such a time comes, the skies turn red, and a hail of brimstone burns everything it touches for miles around. As the gate yawns open, the unbearable heat of hell reduces forests to cinders, and the unearthly fumes turn animals into twisted monstrosities that rend each other and themselves in anguish. The Hellmouth then disgorges the hosts of the court of the seven-headed serpent, coming to challenge the rule of God. At such times, those men of the north that have fallen to darkness gather under the banners of hell and muster at the gate. Combined warbands strike out, and foe fires light the night sky of the north. The light of the Redeemer never shone as bright here, and many people still cling to their old ways and old gods. It is a bitter twist of irony that not all who fight for the lords of the Inferno see themselves as servants of evil. The devils know how to appear beautiful and noble in the eyes of their followers, to deceive the humans. Many believe they are fighting for real gods to drive away the invaders. The Hellmouth of the North never remains open for long. The synod of strategic prophecy strives to predict the timing and the ever-shifting location of its next appearance, so that the Church of the North and the forces of the Kalmar Union, the Knightly Orders of the North and the Tsardom of Novgorod can muster to meet them in battle. It is a war often fought in the middle of winter, and the servants of the court have proven to be just as adept at using intense cold and ice, as well as hellfire, in their wars against the faithful of the north. These incursions tie up the greater part of the strength of the people here, which otherwise could be used to bolster the main theatre of war. And whilst, thus far, each invasion has been defeated, they have all left their mark in trackless forests and endless tundra. Remnants of monsters lurk in the dark forests and forbidding hills, waiting for the call to arms that is sure to come next time the Hellmouth of the North gapes open. There is another deeper concern that the War Cardinal holds about the Northern Gate, and why his personal servants keep vigil over it. Seminiar, one of the royalty of fallen angels, it is also the devil of the North. The Council of Saints has issued a dire warning to the princes of the Church. If this scion of hell ever becomes the serpent head of pride, he will come to claim the north as his own, and the mountains will tremble at his passing. So let's go over some of the references. The first will be the fallen angel Azazel. It's said he fell where the northern gate appears. According to Mythology.net, Azazel is a fallen angel whose evil influence led to the corruption of humanity. Because he was a leader amongst the fallen angels, the book of Enoch commands its readers to ascribe all sin to him. As an angel, it was said he was a beautiful man. He was cast down when sympathizing with the morning star. He became the leader of a group of angels called Grigori, who married mortal women and produced a line of monstrous children. He taught men the art of warfare and of weapon making, and he taught women the art of deception, which involved making and wearing cosmetics. Finally, he began teaching humans about witchcraft. This is a tie to the Synod of Strategic Prophecy, who have a secret area where they try to hear the word of God. Amongst the beings there are watchers, and that is another name for the Grigori. They guard a chamber deep within the Synod's foundations. Members of the Iron Sultanate have been seen going in and out, and monstrous echoes have been heard. The watchers have children that it's said were hideous misshapen monsters, now known in demonic circles as the Nephilim. So perhaps those noises were from them. Another reference we have is Zeminiah, a fallen angel, who wants the position within the court of pride, and this will give him great power, and he is dubbed the King of the North according to the book of the Lesser Key of Solomon. A lot of the Iron Sultanate lore for the alchemists is drawn from there. The book says how he can be summoned. Another mention I'd like to add is the Ley Lines. It's said here, the northern gate stands at a cross-section of ley lines, where men fell prostrate before craven images in the dark days. These lines are also mentioned in the lore on the hunters of the left-handed path, hunters in hell before the morning star was cast down. It's said they follow the hidden paths, the secret ley lines that connect the inn's old shrines and ruins that still endure in the cancerous, tortured wilds of hell. In real-world myth, ley lines are pathways of energy linked to important places such as Stonehenge. So, altogether, within the trench lore, they are real and seem to exist in both hell and earth, and indicate places of strong belief, perhaps directly linked with hell, and more so, they seem to be around the places where the walls between the worlds are thin. Now finally, the last little bits. The Kalmar Union reference seems to link to a real-world event where a single monarch ruled Denmark, Sweden and Norway. Sweden also had within it at the time its borders modern-day Finland. Perhaps the bringing together of those powers to face the court of the seven-headed serpent is what happened here in the Trench Crusade. And the Tsardom of Novgorod seems to refer to at least part of Russia. And a bit of lore on Finland is stated in the lore they came up with Molotov cocktails to help them fight ice demons. I do plan at some point to research ice demons and do a little video on them, breaking down the different types that might be there from some demonic origin. Pretty cool little tidbits. So now the outro. Drop me a comment what you think to this lore, and if you like this video on the Trench Crusade, why not try this one? And if you want a whole lot more, why not try my Trench Crusade playlist?